Hello guys, good afternoon everybody. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible as well. So welcome to the MAH.B.CET 2024 slot 1 analysis. The slot 1 today was from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and the remaining slots are about to follow. Overall, there are based on what we have got the feedback from the students and how was the paper in terms of the difficulty, what was the level of difficulty for GK specifically, and how was computer awareness section. We are going to understand the level of difficulty of the questions across all the four sections. So people are still joining. Okay, great. So first thing, guys, before we start the detailed analysis of the slot 1, let us quickly see the paper pattern for the MAH.B.CET 24 test. Now, there are four proper sections. The first section is English, which has 40 questions. The second section is your reasoning, which is verbal and arithmetic. So that's a mix of logical reasoning and arithmetic. The third section is GK, general knowledge and awareness. And the last section is computer basics. So in English, there are 40 questions. GK and awareness, there were 15 questions, reasoning, verbal, and arithmetic, 30 questions, and 15 questions on computer basics. So total, there were 100 questions to be answered, and you get +1 for every correct answer. There is no negative marking, so we should not leave a single question. And overall, the time limit to answer these 100 questions is 90 minutes. Now, talking about the interface was quite smooth. There was no difficulties reported from any of the student in the slot 1. You do get rough paper and a pen to do your calculations. Okay, so this was the overall feedback from the students who have taken the test in the very first slot. Now, let's see the first section, English. Now, there were proper four sections, and you could start with whichever section you want to start first. Now, a lot of students were able to finish the test in hardly 50 to 70 minutes on the higher side. So ample of time left. So a small recommendation and a tip. If your paper gets, done early and you have, let's say 20-25 minutes left, please go through the questions once again. When we are getting all the questions right, we get told us, what do you say, overconfident, and you feel like just marking the questions and finishing the paper. But in that hurry, you might knowing the answer also you mark the incorrect option. So if you have time left, please go through all the questions once again before the time ends. Now let's see the first section. The first section, English, had 40 questions. That's the detailed breakup of what we have got the feedback from the students. There were two RC sets, straightforward, having 7 questions each. So there were total 14 questions on reading comprehensions. Now, there were around 5 to 6 questions on synonyms and antonyms, very basic vocabulary, not the foreign words were tested actually. There were 3 questions on phrasal verbs. Tenses, there were around 4 to 5 questions, again, very easy. Preposition, 4 to 5 questions. And there were good number of questions on filling the blanks, around 7 to 8 questions. So that is the breakup of all the 40 questions in the English sections. Overall, this section was very easy. I'll say not even easy, very easy. And good number of attempts, it is easily possible to score at least a 35 plus marks out of 40 in this particular section. So overall, we would say that a score of 35 plus should be the ideal target as far as the English section was concerned. Now, coming to the next section, reasoning, verbal, and arithmetic. So in the start, students were quite skeptical as to what they would ask in the arithmetic section. How many questions will be there on reasoning and how many questions will be there on arithmetic. Now, that's the breakup of the total number of questions which were asked in the reasoning section. There were 2 arrangement sets. One was based on matrix arrangement, again, a very straightforward set. And the other one was not a pure linear arrangement set, but the 2 sets were pretty much manageable. So if you have done enough of practice, cracking these 2 sets was not a big challenge. Then there were 5 questions, around 4 to 5 questions on alphabet-based pattern. You have to find the next alphabet or the series of alphabet, that will follow the pattern or continue the pattern. Coding decoding, again, 4 to 5 simple questions. There were a couple of questions on blood relations, followed by very basic questions on board mass. Not even difficult questions, very simple questions on board mass. And arithmetic was primarily only on profit and loss, and that too very easy. There were no questions on geometry, no algebra, no higher maths, pure basic arithmetic, 3 to 4 questions based on profit and loss. Overall, very easy question. I think most of the questions in arithmetic, there was no even need to do use paper and pen also. You can easily answer the questions orally. But if you are not great at calculation, please use the paper and pen wisely and get to the correct answer. Out of 30 questions, definitely the good score in this section will be 25 plus. So getting a 25 plus should not be a task for majority of the students as far as this section was concerned. Now, coming to the next section, general knowledge and awareness, which majority of the students were worried about as to what will be the topics, which questions will they touch base, because GK is very vast, whether there will be more questions on static GK or more of current affairs. But after the test, the students who have taken the test in the slot 1, these were the major topics on which the questions of GK were based on. There were questions based on Nobel Prizes, on medicines, then Olympics. They were asking about some symbols, related questions of the Olympic symbol. Then there were questions on some banks, central banks and all. Location of known places, where are the financial institutions located across the globe or in India. Then crops grown. There were a couple of questions on crops, which type of crop grown in which area. Then important dates, what is, let's say, World Environment Day, and all those type of questions were typically asked. So if you have read the IMS GK compendium, and you solved all the questions properly, cracking this section was not a major task. So out of 15 questions, definitely section was not at all difficult. They were not really static history-based questions. Getting 11 plus will be not a big challenge if you have done sufficient practice and taken all the IMS mocks properly of the CET BBA mocks. And good score, yes, 11 plus will be a safe score here as far as this section was concerned. Then coming to the last section, which was computer basics, very basic questions on input output devices, full form of maybe a LAN or any other things, very basic question. There were questions on memory, there were questions on data storage. So if somebody has had computers in 11, 12, definitely I can vouch and say that you can get all 15 and 15 questions correct as far as this section was concerned. And the computer basic compendium provided by IMS was more than enough in order to handle and tackle all these 15 questions. For the students who are yet to take the test in the evening slot, guys, if you haven't started reading the computer compendium, please go through it. Definitely you can crack all these 15 questions. So overall, getting a 12 plus score in this section should not be a major task. So safe score in this section has to be at least a 12 and above. Finally, coming to the overall analysis, the paper overall across all the 4 sections was very easy, and according to us, based on the feedback given by the students, an ideal score out of 100 should be at least a 85 plus. Now, we have no idea as to what will be the cutoff and all those things, but a safe score looking at the current level of difficulty should be an 85 plus. This is what we had from the analysis of the slot 1. So those who are watching this analysis live and are yet to take the test, please go through the IMS GK as well as the computer compendium. That will definitely help you to get good number of questions in the exams. Wishing you guys all the best. Thank you so much. Have a great day.